happens to be a district that I live in. But here's several of them. Actually, let me just go through a little bit of this. Biden's approval ratings have seen a major drop in 7 key congressional districts that can define the House of Representatives in the 2022 midterms. The poll is from the American Action Network, and it's finding that Americans are pretty unhappy with Biden, and they believe Biden's socialist Build Back Better agenda. I'm glad they're saying this. They're looking at this moniker of Build Back Better. More people are starting to understand that this is about a great reset, that this is about completing the job that Barack Obama started to fundamentally transform America. The Democrat Party does not listen. A lot of people voted for Biden hoping that he would be anything but Trump, right? That's what. Well, listen, I believe there were shenanigans going on. Laws were changed at the last minute. Republicans didn't know how to deal with that. Unfortunately, a lot of mail-in ballots. I think we're going to see from the forensic audits in Arizona, Georgia. I think we're going to see, as Hans von Spakovsky of Heritage Foundation said last week, we're going to see enough in Georgia, Arizona, and I believe Wisconsin to have flipped the presidency. But listen, that's all for naught. That's not going to change. I've had people ask me, listen, what happens if they find out that there were enough votes to flip the election? It's not going to happen. There's no mechanism in the Constitution for that to happen. What we're going to know is basically we're going to know what the left did, and we're going to know what we need to do in order to fight that going forward to make sure that it never happens again. But I would say a couple of things that needs to happen. Mail-in voting needs to end. As a matter of fact, I've got to search for this, but California are doing their best to solidify mail-in voting from here to eternity, and that's because Democrats realize they can cheat when people are focused on their agenda, when people are focused on their policies. Democrats don't do well. They don't bold well. And this is the case. More and more people are starting to realize Build Back Better, this socialist agenda, is nothing more than a great reset for America, where they want to fundamentally change where the elites like Biden are at the top and you and I are simply the peons, and where, just like Obama said years ago, as far as American exceptionalism, well, it was basically, and I'm paraphrasing, well, we're no more exceptional than Japan or Germany or an Iran or something like that. This is a guy that fundamentally doesn't understand the greatness of America and what's made us so great, that the power lies within our people, and that we inherited this Judeo-Christian value system from our founders, which is pretty doggone impressive. But Biden is taking a hit. He is taking a hit, and Democrats are trying to stay clear from him. The caller in the last hour said, "Where's Kamala?" Kamala is doing her best to stay clear of Joe Biden. I mean, her polls stink. But combined, the both of them combined, I guess it's extra stinky together, because both of them stink. And the funny thing is, her polls are worse than his, and she wants to be nowhere near this cat. But people are finding out that this Build Back Better thing is a socialist agenda, and the $3.5 trillion partisan wish list that the Democrats are wanting is starting to turn people off, because people are starting to realize that the economic pain is going to be felt at home. Average, everyday Americans sitting around their dinner table are going to feel that pain. Overall, the poll found that Biden's net approval average is -7. That means 44% are approving of his job as the president, and 51% disapprove. So this is a major slide. A generic Republican on the ballot at this time would lead in all 7 districts, going up against the Democrat incumbents by 6 percentage points on average. So, Carl, the elections are so far away. Why are you worried about this, or why are you talking about this now? Polls don't matter. Polls do matter to Democrats. Democrats feed off of polls. Unfortunately, I feel like Republicans are starting to do the same. Republicans have an opportunity of a lifetime, in my opinion, to kick Biden while he's down. And you have Kevin McCarthy, and you have Kevin McCarthy seems to have backtracked slightly, but Mitch McConnell talking about they don't want to impeach. Why not? Why not? You just had a president gift a terrorist organization with a state-of-the-art military, with an embassy, with an amazing Air Force base, and you had a president that has left Americans behind, SIVs, special immigrant visas behind. You have a president that has implanted, if you will, or more Afghans into the United States of America, where we absolutely have no idea who they are. He's imported more Democrats. That's what they want to do. Just totally disregarding the safety of American citizens without vetting these people. But this is who the Biden administration is. So on average, most Americans, 51%, believe the government spending is to blame for the increase in inflation. So this is, it should be 90%, but most people don't understand. People are partisan. Most people don't understand inflation. And when you have too many dollars chasing too few items, things just skyrocket, whether it's housing, whether it's cars, whether it's groceries, whether it's lumber, this stuff just skyrockets. So Biden is making your dollar weaker. If he was smart, if Biden were smart, and we know that he's not, but if he were smart, a lot of these people are falling off these unemployment rolls as of today. Millions of Americans. He would just stop and do absolutely nothing, and then the jobs would slowly but surely begin to come back. And all he would have to do is step back and take credit for it. He can't do that. Whether it's because he's in the beginning stages of dementia, in my opinion, or if he's just an obstinate, cantankerous old man, whatever it may be, just stubborn, whatever it may be. If he just sat back and let it ride, he would get credit for a booming economy. But he doesn't want to do that. They want to build back better, meaning they want to destroy, meaning they believe build back better. For some reason, their ideas are better than the founders of this great nation, and it's just absolutely silly. Just absolutely silly. All right. Interestingly enough, 47% of the respondents said they believe the $3.5 trillion partisan list will hurt their families, and that's one of the reasons they're not happy with Biden right now. California's 10th congressional district, held by Representative Josh Harder, his approval sits at 44%. Republicans should be pounding this. I'm telling you, Republicans have an opportunity of a lifetime right now, and they need to take advantage of it. This is Carl in for Larry Elder. We'll be back in a few.